I'm back down the garage again. Surprise! It's daytime, which is a surprise. I've taken a day off work because I just needed a day off work. Sometimes I think you do. And I thought, do you know what, I'm going to crack on with this and see if we can get the wheels back on it. So I've been down here for, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes or something already. And I've managed to get the front leg on this side, which is good news. And there we are. Come on, ready to go. So I need to readjust actually over here the rose joint. It needs to be the other way round, I think. So I'm just going to do that because I think it's a little bit nicer. Get the drive shaft in and then do the other side. I've got the pipes. I bought a joiner. Actually, I couldn't buy a joiner that was stepping down without having the silicone hose in the middle. So I had to buy an exhaust joiner, which I'm going to have to cut down because the front part of the hose, that bit, is a 70, and the back part of the hose, that bit, is a 76. I've actually bought a new one of those, new old stock one, off of eBay, which was 18 quid, which wasn't there when I looked the first time round, but now seems to be. So that's good news. I think I look a bit tired in that one, which is a little bit tired and scuffed up. So I'll try and get onto that later today, but my real concern, primary goal, if you like, is to try and get this thing ready to be able to be dropped down on its wheels, which is very exciting. First time in a long time. Bit of a mixture of weather, but that's now attached. Lots of cleaning to do in there, but that's done. I've put the brake lines up that side as well. I just need to sort out the steering, which I shall do. Roll bar is on. Let's see. And the other side, well, it's very tight in there, as you can also see, the hub's on. And I need to just touch up the brake caliper, put everything back together. Momentary break whilst I've been doing the suspension, just because I needed to stop laying on my back underneath down the side of the garage, down the side of the car. So I've cut down the reducer. We'll see if it fits. It looks good in the short pipe. And there we have it, one custom intake pipe. Fits perfectly. No problem there. Just locked the T-piece connector off of here, the vacuum, whatever it was. It goes off this pipe. So hopefully I can wind in a moment, drill it a bit bigger, wind in my air temperature sensor. So the vernier measured the hole as being about 10, or rather the sensor about being about 10. And having drilled through, I can see it's actually quite thick. So now I know it is, I'm going to give it a little bit more of a tidy up with a file, just dress it up so it looks a bit smarter. And yeah, we'll screw that in. And here's what it looks like when it's fitted. So connector goes onto the airbox. Connector with the little reducer fits in there beautifully, and it tucks up quite nicely at the top. Okay, so at the end of a long day, things haven't quite gone to bad. Guess what? The track rod, the thread's mullered, so I tried cleaning up, no good, so I had to change the track rod end, and that was a pain in the backside. The whole track rod, in fact, it didn't want to come out the rack, of course, that makes sense. And guess what I've done? Yeah, that doesn't look right, does it? So what have I done here? Have I put the wrong TCA on the wrong side? Or have I just put the spacers in the wrong way round? I put them that way round because the drive shaft sat a lot better. And of course, when it was hanging down, it wasn't a problem, but now it's up. It really is. Having put the roll bar in, and that was a pain in the backside, I'm really not looking forward to doing that again. Yeah, great. Okay, so here's the thing. I was out here yesterday for a reasonable amount of time, most of the day in fact, and progress was relatively good, apart from the fact, as we know, I've put the lower arms together the wrong way round, because when you put the suspension up, it's going to clog the bodywork, and obviously you can't do that. So I've got to sort that out. I was in a reasonable amount of pain because those of you that have followed us all the way through may or may not know that I've suffered quite badly with my hands in the time that I've been working on the car. And yeah, not entirely sure what's wrong with them, but nevertheless, it hurts to do things most of the time. And as you can probably see from the video yesterday, I was knackered and felt about as bad as I looked. So I'm out here again. True to form, and I'm going to try and crack on. I have got some nice bits to do, I hope, and some not so nice bits, but I literally just popped the tools into the garage and shut the door yesterday and went inside. Sometimes that's what you need to do. Probably got to that point in the project now where if you think, I just want this to be done, I want this to be done so I can go out and drive it, so I don't have to work on it in the freezing cold in the middle of winter. And
I just want to be out there, enjoy it through the summer, and hopefully it'll be lovely. The thought of that is, of course, keeping me going, so I need to crack on and get on with it, because I have an MOT due in a couple of weeks' time. It's a couple of weeks, 3 weeks, probably a couple of weeks now. Wow, that's come around quick. Yeah, and we're pretty close, so I'm going to try and sort that out tonight. Well, mostly sort it out tonight. The ideal circumstance would be that I can get this thing down on the floor. Now, that won't be the end of it, because I need to still finish bleeding the brakes. I managed to bleed the front brakes yesterday, and I did that using the pressure bleeder, and I've pulled through, I think, as much as I can, but there's going to be an almighty airlock through to the back brakes, because of course I had all the pipes off, so I need to suck everything through that end, and yeah, hopefully that will solve the issue. We'll see. Yeah, okie dokie. Right, so drop the front end, get the front end back together, drop the front end down, lift the back end up, bleed the back brakes. Probably not going to do that tonight. But if I can get the thing back down on the ground, then I consider that to be a mission success, because that's what I wanted to be yesterday. And we'll go from there. As always, the car is ridiculously tight to the walls. I'm in a single garage, and there are lots of challenges, so best crack on then. Let's start with a nice bit. One beautifully powder-coated core pack bracket. Now, I'm not running a core pack anymore, but this is the bit that the plastic cover, that bit, mounts to, and it's also the point at which everything earths for the engine management. So I'm going to tuck this back on and hopefully hook those cables up. So that's one more thing done, one more step closer to having everything linked together. I've got to hook everything back up to the battery. And then yeah, we should be good for it to go, basically. It should, theoretically, if I hook everything up there, crank over. And if I connect to the switch live, I should then also be able to do the management. But I'm going to do this bit now, just because I think I need a small win. And then I will do the other bits of the engine management another day, not tomorrow, but another day. Which then mounted up looks something like this. And I've reattached the earths using the core pack bracket bolts. So obviously, if the core's originally earthed there, you'd mention that the big earths there again shouldn't be an issue. And you can see that the original threads have been cleared out there by the guys who did the powder coating. Did a lovely job. So that's there. I'm hoping I might still be able to utilise this bracket for standing the catch 10 on, or breather, whatever it's going to be here. Still need to sort that out. So that's on my list of things to do. Okay, on to some pleasantries, and I've run a ratchet strap across the roll bar to try and hold things in place. I'm probably going to have to undo these bolts at the front on the clamp, just so I can drop it down slightly and give us a bit more movement, but I don't know. I'm going to try this and see if I can pop the bolt out, see if this arm will come down, and whether I can put it back into the right place. You never know. I might be lucky. Very rare that I am, but we'll try. Okay, it's a bizarre circumstance when something goes my way, but that is now the correct way round. So I undid it, pulled it down, it came out okay. I had to undo the two bars, so the two bolts on the roll bar, and then managed to jack it back into place. So yeah, it's in there. A couple of little scratches to the paint, but hey, such is life. Well, success. That's the other side done as well. And all bolted back together, thank goodness. Okay, so up there on things I never want to have to do again. I had to fit this wheel from behind, because as you can see, there's no space. That is the wall, that is the wheel. So I had to lift it up from underneath the car and then put a bolt in from behind. Makes it actually surprisingly easy to line the studs up, but aside from that, my goodness, is that hard, particularly if your hands are buggered. Right, it's on. So here's where we are with everything. A lot of hours have gone in, and we're on the ground. Take a look at this. I managed to get the wheels back on. I managed to get everything roughly cleaned up underneath. I think everything's pretty much done. There's going to be a couple of jobs, things like drive shaft boot clips, which I've had to use a cable tie for the moment, which will be fine just to get us by, but that wants to be replaced by the proper clips when I can get underneath it properly and do just that. Need to finish bleeding the brakes, need to lift the back end up. To do that, might take it outside to do that, would probably be a lot easier. Lots to do, and the garage is a mess. Just stuff everywhere, and it's, as you probably imagine, very late now. So I just didn't want to make too much noise clearing everything up outside. The other thing is that, well, it needs to come down a bit. Probably doesn't look too bad, actually. I'll have to have a look outside, but nevertheless, I usually run it a bit lower than that. But yeah, okay. I'm just happy it's down on the ground, one step closer. For now then, all that remains is to say thank you very much for following the progress so far. Please do continue to like and subscribe, and we will see you next time.